Once a year, museums in Poland open their doors and welcome visitors to the Long Night of Museums. Alongside the permanent exhibitions, artistic performances are on display until early in the morning. At the Long Night of Museums, more than 260 museums and cultural institutions exhibit their collections at unusual hours. Visitors not only get the opportunity to take a closer look at paintings, sculptures and installations, but also to witness a number of art performances and concerts. Poland's art scene also uses the opportunity to display its art in all its diversity. From 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., artists, musicians and dancers produce temporary works of art in unique settings to light up the night. The artistic program includes highlights suitable for all age groups. Colonel Ryszard Kukliński risked his own life and that of his family with the difficult decisions he made during his career. He displayed civil as well as military courage. He made his way to Moscow, the nerve center of Poland's enemy and occupier, and transmitted to contacts in the United States the Soviet Union's plans for military aggression towards NATO countries and Western Europe. In fact, what he relayed were the communist evil empire's plans to unleash a third world war. By passing those documents to the United States, Colonel Kukliński played a key role in helping America to win the Cold War. This has been corroborated not only by American political, military and intelligence chiefs, but also by Soviet leadership. For the Poles, a third world war would have been a catastrophe. Regardless of its outcome, Poland would have been left a nuclear wasteland. The contribution of Colonel Ryszard Kukliński in avoiding the outbreak of a Third World War and his attempts to obstruct the bloody suppression of the Solidarity Independence movement deserved memorializing and preservation. The museum was the best formula. It is not a large edifice, rather a small place in the heart of Warsaw, in a place that Kukliński passed many times on his way to the tower of St. Anne's Church by Plac Zamkowy to deliver his reports to the CIA.
We're at our third stop-off point for the evening. This is the General Kukliński Museum here in the old town of Warsaw. Still very busy this evening. Thousands of people milling about. We've had 500 people coming through this museum here this evening. And we're going to tell you a little something about the General Kukliński story, kind of relatively unknown story. It's a very small museum, but fascinating tale to be told inside, full of interesting exhibits, a little virtual reality corner as well. So join us as we take you on a little journey around the story of the General Ryszard Kukliński. So we're here with Filip Frąckowiak, the director of the General Kukliński Museum. Welcome to Poland Daily Culture. So first of all, maybe you could tell us a little bit of background to General Kukliński.
General Kukliński, Ryszard Kukliński, was born in 1930 in Warsaw. He became a soldier, being a 17 years old boy, but became a high-rank officer in Staff General of Communist Army of Communist Poland. And he realized then that at Polish territory there is a nuclear weapon, Soviet nuclear weapon against the international law, that Moscow and the Warsaw Pact has offensive plans against the West with Polish army. I mean, Polish soldiers had to be a cannon fodder for Soviet marshals and generals. That is why Kukliński decided to send over 40,000 documents, Russian documents, to the United States. He became one of the most important source for the CIA during the Cold War. Thanks to his information, Ronald Reagan could win the arms race, and the United States of America won the Cold War, and the communism, Soviet Russia, collapsed.
Okay, fantastic. And so Could you maybe tell us a little bit of background to the museum, sort of how and when it began?
This museum was found in 2006. My father, Józef Szaniawski, who was the last political prisoner of communist Poland and the plenipotentiary of Kukliński here in Poland, he founded the museum and here at the Old Town, the museum shows those Soviet plans, those maps with offensive plans, maps that were approved by General Jaruzelski, Minister of Defense then. Also Soviet maps of attacks at the states of Mediterranean Sea, so it's very important. Also some important memorabilia like Ryszard Kukliński last uniform, Ryszard Kukliński rosary he received from John Paul II. Also, the diploma of general nomination posthumously by President Duda. So it is important place that shows not only private things about General Kukliński, but also the context, historical context and geopolitical context of Soviet imperialism here in Europe.
Okay, and maybe you could tell us a little something, as it is long night of the museums this evening. Maybe you could tell us a little something about how your museum fits into that picture.
This is sixth night of the museums that we participate, and I'm very glad that this night we have over 500 visitors. So this is a high number for us, and I'm glad that a museum is well known during the night of the museums, and the city cooperate with us also.
I noticed just in the corner there's quite a sort of popular little corner where people have a VR headset on. Maybe you could tell us a little something about that.
Yes, we have virtual reality, virtual office of General Kukliński. So you can be like Kukliński taking photos of secret documents, secret Soviet documents. You have to beware of Soviet communist agents taking you to the prison, and maybe you will be sentenced to death, unfortunately, like Ryszard Kukliński in 1984.
Wow, it's quite an extreme ride for virtual reality.
Yes, thanks to virtual reality, we can be part of this story that we decided to use this technology.
Fantastic. Mr. Frąckowiak, thank you very much for joining us at Poland Daily Culture.
Thank you very much.